Welcome to another edition of the RVK's Gold and Blue interview. This is Brandon Phoenix, a.k.a. I Also Hate Pitt, joined by Jeremy J.N. Fiend Phoenix. And we have with us today the man who's making his rounds, who's been doing his thing, who was a West Virginia point guard and did his thing at that level. Before that, he was at Dayton. Before that, he was at Oak Hill. And now he is a professional, putting it down, representing that Flying WV, and about to do it for the TBT, Juwan Staten. Juwan, what's up, man? How are you?
What's up, man? Hey, that was probably the best introduction I ever got in my life, bro.
Wow.
Hey, I appreciate that. That's the second time. You know who else told me that when I introduced them?
Who else?
Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee said it was the best introduction that he'd gotten.
Okay, yeah, I guess you could say you legit then.
I'm just here to serve, man. I'm just here to serve.
No, it's not even gassing people up. It is what it is, man. You came into West Virginia. You set the world on fire. You played ball. You had all them dudes playing under you. Matter of fact, I saw a picture. It was you. Javon Carter was behind you. Tariq Phillips was in the picture. Jay Sean Page. How am I forget? Carter and
Dax.
And Daxter Miles, my bad. They're all in behind you. My first thoughts was, what was it like to practice with those dudes with all that flavor and all that talent and all that, I don't know, that energy? What was it like to practice with them dudes every week?
Man, it was crazy, literally. Like we had a lot of intense moments in practice. You know, like everybody that you just named was a competitor. So we had very intense practices. You know, it got a little heated sometimes in practice, but, you know, we were always pushing each other. You know, we were always making each other better, and we were never allowed to take a play off because, you know, if you did, that could end up being your spot. So,
Amen.
You know, it just made everybody better, and it made everybody rise to a higher level.
It could also end up being you on the treadmill.
Right. Right.
Can't ever forget the treadmill.
I love the energy in the fight. It definitely what came with, because we've seen all them people play. They all got their opportunity to shine, and just that passion in that fight. And no doubt, you guys had a good time and you clowned on each other. Be real though, Juwan. Out of all them dudes, who's the most sensitive? Who's the one who couldn't take it?
Yeah, who's the one who wanted to fight after the jokes started rolling?
I don't think nobody was really too sensitive. You know, we was all pretty cool when it came to the jokes. I think if it ever got to a level where somebody got heated, it was because of competing on the court. But off the court, the jokes and having fun, everybody was lighthearted. It was cool.
That's what's up.
No, that's great. So you had a lot of great moments in Morgantown. We know you had a game winner. Was it fresh? Oh no, it wouldn't have been your freshman year because you were dating. Sophomore year against Virginia Tech. We all of Mountaineer Nation remembers the layup against Kansas. How does it affect you? How did it affect you as a collegiate student after being on such a high, after making that great play, being on campus? How did you get refocused for the next game? Because we know as young kids, sometimes that can affect kids.
Right. Well, I'll start with the Virginia Tech. You know, that one came early in my career, so I know I was hyped. You know, when people mentioned it to me, you know, I wanted to hear about it. I just loved the attention and everything that came with it. But, you know, at the end of the day, being a basketball player, like, you know, that was a great play and a great moment, but it wasn't the first, you know, so you know, you also have to act like you've been there before. But, yeah, of course, it feels good to get the attention. But, you know, fast forward to the one against Kansas, you know, I was a fifth year, so I wasn't even on campus. I was taking classes online. So, You know, that was cool for me. I didn't have to deal with anybody, you know, no matter what, whether it was good or bad. I was chilling. I was in my room.
No, that's good.
You know,
because I look at Mountaineer teams. You know, like last year we had some big wins, and it felt like, you know, after a couple-day turnaround, it's Monday. We lose a game right after we won a big game, and I told Brandon like on air, I was like, I feel like they just were feeling themselves. They went out for the weekend, they really enjoyed themselves, and then get locked back in on Monday. But clearly, you didn't have to deal with that.
Yeah, I mean that's my senior year, you know. But every other year before that, yeah, that definitely happens. You know, that's why they call it Big Monday. Because,
that's right.
You know, that's literally what it is. It's like, you know, we're conditioned to play on Friday, Saturday. So, you know, you got the whole week to get into whatever, mode you need to be in by Friday or Saturday. And then once you play that game, you win. It's like, cool, I can relax now. I can breathe. But, when you got that big Monday come around, it's a whole totally different type of focus because, you're tired, and it just extends your week. So, you got to be doubly focused and make sure you're locked in for that game.
Absolutely. So with the whole highs and lows, we're in this new age of social media. People try to act like they don't hear what's going on. Kevin Durant talk about, I don't pay attention. Lie.
Liar.
Lie. There's so many athletes who lie. But for you, how do you deal with the highs and lows, whether it's college or professionally? You're going to get on them sites. You're going to see them say, man, Juwan went off. Or, man, Juwan stinks. Who's the next point guard we're going to get? Like, how do you deal with that, the social media aspect of the everyday game?
Well, early, like my freshman year I think freshman year of college is when Twitter really started. So, like, when people said stuff on there, it was personal for me because before that, like, people didn't say stuff about you. People don't say stuff to your face. So, if they said something, it was hearsay. So you couldn't really trace it back to the source. But on Twitter, like, somebody say something and their face is there, their picture, their location, like everything. So it's like, that's personal. That's how I took it. But, after time, you just realize, like, everybody with a mouth is going to talk. And, if they're talking about you, then obviously you're doing something. It's when they're not saying anything about you. That's when you should be worried. So
that's the worst.
I really just started ignoring it. And, I see it. And some of it I use for motivation. Some of it I laughed at. And some of it pissed me off, but I never let it get to me to the point where I let it change me or how I was going to act.
Has there ever been a writer, reporter who you've seen that came at you, and then the next week, like when you're in interviews, you kind of gave him the cold shoulder, gave him the side eye, the mean mug?
Yeah, for sure. Like I'm not gonna say his name, but I still remember him. And like
at WVU,
I remember,
are you talking?
Yeah, at WVU.
Can we guess?
And Nah.
We'll do this off air. Hey, look,
we'll do it off air. We gonna talk, but we gonna talk about it.
But I told Hugs. I remember I told Hugs, like, man, I don't want to do no more interviews with him. Like, he twisted my words up and he rubbed some of my teammates the wrong way, and that's not even what I meant. So I don't want to talk to him. And I told but they were like, you got to talk to him. It's not really a choice, but we'll just make sure we cut it short. And if he says something that you don't like, you just don't answer it. So that's how I went about it. But yeah, that happens. Like, they'll twist your words or just trying to make it sound more interesting than it really is, or you know what I mean? So
wait till we edit this podcast. It's gonna be real interesting.
It'll be lit. Lit, son.
No, I'm kidding. No, we had Hugs on a couple times, and let me tell you, he can be a tough interview if he wants to be. So I'm sure he gave you perfect advice on how to treat people he didn't like.
Yeah, he told me, like, man, at the end of the day, you don't have to say nothing. You could say, like, I don't want to answer that. I'm not comfortable answering that, or I don't think that question is appropriate. So it's ways around it to, get your point across without actually saying what you want to say.
I mean, just look at some of the coaches, Greg Popovich, Bill Belichick. You just say a bunch of stuff that means nothing. You just keep answering the same thing.
Or Marshawn Lynch, I'm just here so I don't get fined.
There's ways around it.
Right.
But Coach Hugs, he got you from Dayton. You were a Flyer. You come to be a Mountaineer. How did that transpire? How did you land in Morgantown?
Man, that was a journey, man, because West Virginia actually was not the first school to contact me, and they actually came late in the game, but they came right on the time. But I committed to Penn State. I don't even know if people really knew that. I committed to Penn State.
Do they play basketball up there?
He said, but yeah,
little shade.
Shout out to Tim Frazier because that was my host on a visit, and Tim did his thing at Penn State, played in the league and everything. So, that's kind of the route I wanted to take, and I liked the way they were using him. But the coach left, so from there I was going to go. I was narrowing it down to Baylor, Louisville, and Miami, Florida. I ended up going with Miami, Florida, but when I called the coach got a new coaching job, so can't go there. So then I was going to go to Louisville. They had offered me, but I had told them, like, let me think. Then I called Patino, like, all right, I want to commit. He's like, man, we offered Kevin Ware. So if Kevin Ware doesn't commit, then it's yours.
Oh, man.
Of course, we all know Kevin Ware committed. So then it's like, wow, all right.
Man, you missed out on boat trips and everything down there in Louisville.
So I'm like, all right, I called Coach Drew, like, yo, all right, I'm going to come to Baylor. I didn't take the offer when they first gave it to me. Of course, Pierre Jackson took the offer at Baylor. Then I'm like, dang, I just went from having, like, 8 schools to, like, not knowing where I'm going to go. And my AU coach called me like, yo, I don't know if you made a decision yet, but just hold tight. So I'm like, all right. And then I got a call from Hugs, and he was like, you know, come down. It's only a 3.5-hour drive. We don't have any scholarships because we've offered everybody, but, like, we can't host any official visits, but just come through. And I came down, loved it. You know, of course I knew about Hugs being from coaching in Cincinnati and stuff, and I just went with it. And that been a great decision for me.
Great decision for us, too.
No, it worked out the best way it could have, man. You came in here, you shined, you put on for your city. It's so flavorful. We've had a few people on the podcast before, Deshaun, John Flowers, Kevin Jones.
Yeah.
And one of the best things is because Huggins is a special guy. Everybody has a Huggins story.
I got a Huggins story.
Yeah, everybody has a Huggins story. Jawan, man, give me your Huggins story.
The best one.
My best hug story.
The best hug story that's appropriate for women and children.
All right, my best hug story will probably be, all right, my disclaimer is I was injured at a high ankle sprain, so I was out for a month and a half. I hadn't done anything condition-wise in a month and a half. So we have official practices in the summer. This is my first day cleared to play, and I'm like 9-10 pounds overweight. So
yeah, me too.
I'm practicing. I'm thinking I'm just gonna be, you know, just doing a little bit and then going back on the side with the trainer and just riding a bike or whatever. But we kept messing up in practice, so he threw us on the line. So I'm looking at the trainer like, am I supposed to run or not? Because, like, I haven't ran in a month and a half, so, you know, you want me to come on the side, ride the bike or something? And he like, no, go ahead, run. And I'm like, thinking in my head, like, what do you mean run? I haven't ran in a month and a half. So I'm thinking we're going to do a couple sprints. So we probably do, at this point, 10 sprints. So I'm feeling it now. I'm like, every time I'm like hiccuping a little bit, like, yo, I'm ready to throw up. Like, I can't keep doing this. Like, I haven't ran. So he like, go. He just keeps saying, go. So now we at 15. I'm like, okay, I'm done. I got to find something to do. I got to get out of here. So I just dart off to the bathroom. I sprint to the bathroom, shut the door, forgot to lock it. So I fall on the ground. I'm just breathing. I took my shirt off. I'm breathing as hard as I can. Like, I'm dying. And I hear him out there like, where's Juan? Everybody stop. Where's Juan? And so I'm like, please don't come in this bathroom. But I didn't even have the energy to get up and lock the door. I'm just laying there. And they're like, where is he? I heard somebody say, he went to the bathroom. And he said, go get it. Go get his A out of there. They went and opened the door, bro. They opened the door, and I was just laid out flat on the bathroom floor. And he called him over. He was like, everybody come look at our leader. This is our leader. Come look at him.
Who said that, Hugs?
Yes. Everybody came over there staring at me, bro, and I was just laid out like damn near passed out on the bathroom floor, bro. Everybody looking at me like I was so embarrassed, bro.
And he said, come look at our leader.
Come look at our leader.
Like, everybody look at this. Everybody come get a load of this. This is our leader right here. Look at him.
Wow.
I wonder if Huggins puts pelts on the wall like a hunter does. Like, he got a Wani jersey for everybody he made go to the bathroom and pass out.
Wow. But I couldn't believe that nobody really came to my rescue. Like,
nah.
They didn't want to run anymore either, Drew.
You had the nerve to say you couldn't believe nobody came to your rescue. They didn't want none of what you just got?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
So I was hurting, like I hadn't ran, like I was cramping, I was everything. I was in the worst shape I had probably ever been in my life, bro. It was bad.
You probably changed the way you ate after that, didn't you?
Man, after that I never got out of shape after that. Even
That's
if
what I
was
thought. It worked.
I just keep hearing, come look at our leader.
Come look at our leader.
Brady, can you imagine?
I can see his face. I can see Hug's face saying it. That's the thing that gets me, is seeing his face saying it.
You sitting there, you can't do nothing. He gassed, sick, and everything else. Can't do nothing. Can't make a defense.
So I was embarrassed.
I want to know, one thing I want to know is, so we talked about the leagues you've played in. We know you were the foreign MVP in the Finnish league. We know you played in a French league. We also know that you played in the G League. And there's been a lot of talk because of Sagaba Konate, because he couldn't play because of injury. A lot of people talking about where he was going to play and what that meant. People talking about playing overseas versus the G League. Can you tell us what is the difference for you? What was the difference between the G League and the foreign countries you've played in?
It kind of boils down to preference, and it comes down to, your opportunity, what you're trying to get out of your pro career. Some people want to chase the NBA dream. Some people, I would say, I don't know, man. It comes down to situation. I will just make it about situation, because some people are afforded to be able to chase the dream. And what I mean by that is, it's some people that when they graduate college, because nobody tells you when you graduate college that that's it. Like, there's no, like, stash of money that they give you, like, okay, here you go, start your life. It's like, no, that's it. That last check that you got in May, you're like, I hope you saved through college, because, like, that's it. Now you're in the real world. So,
well, that you better speak for West Virginia, because there's some universities where that ain't the truth.
Continue on.
Right.
Continue on.
That's the way it's done. Legally, that's the way it's done. But for some people, they're awarded the ability to go home and be able to just be completely fine and play in the G League and accept less money and chase that dream as long as they can, because you miss out on a lot of money chasing the G League dream. But some people, it's better for them to go get paid as soon as they can go get paid. So it comes down to what it is that you're looking at, what your end goal is. Some people say, I'm going to go get paid for a couple of years, and then I'm going to come back and chase the dream once I have money. Some people say, no, I'm just going to go make as much money as possible. Some people say, I think I'm good enough to be in a league, so I'm going to stay and chase this dream. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes a team overseas give you an offer that you can't turn down, and you go. So it really goes into your individual situation, honestly.
I know the NBA is widespread, and they pay attention to everything. And we know the G League, obviously, there's going to be more eyes, NBA eyes, actually seeing what you do. But if you go out overseas and you ball out, are there NBA teams that have a good, hold or grasp on that to be able to
good
realize
scouts.
That's what I'm talking about? Is there enough scouting out there that if you ball out in these other leagues, they're going to be, hey, we want you to come into camp?
Yeah, if you ball out in the right leagues, like overseas, like the top leagues are like Germany, Italy, Turkey, and then they also have the international like competition, like
FIBA,
Euro Cup, Champions League, Euro League, like VTB League. Once you get into those main markets, then yeah, it's NBA scouts all through there. But if you're just playing in regular European countries and not playing the international competition, you're not going to be seen by any NBA scouts.
So what about the TBT? What is the scouting situation like with that?
Well, I mean, right now, if you think about it, it's the only basketball on TV. So, I'm pretty sure that at the end of the day, GMs, coaches, scouts are all basketball fans. So, it's another outlet of basketball. So I'm pretty sure it's being watched by pretty much everybody. There's no NBA going on. There's former NBA guys involved in the TBT, so that brings NBA crowd, and the high level of competition that's in there brings a whole nother crowd that just wants to see that. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's another avenue that has a bunch of scouts and a lot of opportunity that could come from it.
The format is crazy. I love what they do in the fourth quarter where they take the time off and then they put 8 points to the leading scorer, and that's whoever gets to that score first wins. What does that do for your preparation? Because it's not like a typical game.
It makes you focus even harder. Even though this is a tournament that is about the ultimate focus, it makes you have to capitalize. It makes you have to what's the word I'm looking for? You have to execute. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. It makes you execute because, in a real game, you can play the clock, you can play the score, you can try to play all these strategic ways. But in this, it comes down to, you have to keep scoring to win. So it comes down to will, the will to imposing your will on the other team, whether it's getting a stop consistently or running whatever you running the right way and executing it to get baskets. So I really like it because it really like it covers every part of the game. Like, not only are you playing, but it comes down to a point where you have to execute and you have to get it done the right way. You can't just run the clock out or take that cowardly way out.
That's what's up.
No, we're looking forward to it. The whole state's looking forward to it. On ESPN.
Friday at 3.
All kinds of Mountaineers on the team. The starting 5 just came out. Was there any question that you were going to be starting point guard?
I mean, nah, I don't think so. You know.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I say that humbly, but like.
But are you?
I don't really think.
No, that's what it is. You play with all kinds of players. You know, we've talked to a few players about what are the opportunities to actually win this tournament, and everybody seems like you guys have a really good squad, and you can actually compete for that grand prize, for that money. So we're proud of you. We love to see what you're doing. But let's get to the fun questions.
All right, time for these 5 questions. We've asked everybody these.
But actually, I'm gonna throw one in before you start the 5 questions.
Well, I just want you to know we've asked Tony Caridi, Bobby Huggins, Joe Manchin,
Pat McAfee,
Pat
Bulger,
White, everybody. So you're part of the club now.
Everybody gets these questions. This one is not part of the 5, but I just want to know, what's the dream car, man? What you buying? What you rolling in?
Anything. Money's not a object. You can.
I
buy
mean, the
whatever you
Ferrari,
want.
the Jaguar, switch your fold lanes with the top down, holler out money and the thing. All right, son, what you got?
With money and a thing, I'm probably going to Audi R8. Honestly.
Oh, look at that. Nice choice.
Looking clean. All right, get to the 5, Brandon.
What's the best Pop-Tart?
The best Pop-Tart, cinnamon.
Brown sugar, babe. Good
yeah,
call.
brown sugar, the cinnamon brown sugar.
LeBron or Jordan?
I'm LeBron, man. I'm LeBron.
Oh,
fan.
the first LeBron.
Got the first LeBron. Best fast food French fry?
Best fast food, McDonald's, hands down.
Without question. Does ketchup go on a hot dog?
I don't eat hot dogs, but when I used to eat hot dogs, yeah.
All right. Lion King or Toy Story?
Ooh, Lion King.
Boom.
All
He's
right.
killing it. He's
getting
killing it. All the right answers.
Some of them right. You get some of them right.
And I'm sorry, I'm going to ask this one question.
All right, go ahead.
I know. I mean, be for real. No lying, straight up, real talk. Do you pee in swimming pools?
Nah.
It's just us, Juwan. It's just me, you, and Jay. You can tell
We ain't
us.
going to tell nobody.
Nah, man, nah.
All right. Hey, this is the last question I'm going to ask you because, of course, John Flowers had to bring back the black campaign. Shane Lyons is so anti-black uniforms. Where do you stand? Should West Virginia bring back the black uniforms?
Well, me personally, every time I wore a black uniform, I got beat. So I'm not an advocate for the black uniform, but I do think they look good. So I think they should wear them every now and then.
All right, it's a good answer.
There you go. Hey, anything else you want to get off your chest to the Mountaineer faithful?
Tell us about your vlog.
Oh, yeah. So I got a blog. It's called The Grind, and it's on YouTube. So you can just go to my YouTube channel. So you can just type my name in, Juwan Staten, on YouTube. But The Grind is about, it's self-explanatory. It's the grind of being a professional athlete. And throughout the vlog, I want to kind of cover everything. I want to cover, it's already a couple episodes up, but, I want to cover, workouts, pro-ams, everything we do to take care of our body. What else? The TBT is going to be on there, some alumni stuff, West Virginia stuff, and it's going to feature other pros. So it's going to feature, we just finished a feature with Kevin Jones. It's going to feature Devin Williams. Jordan McCabe is going to be in there. And there's going to be some other pros, some other college guys and pros too, giving their perspective of the grind and how they've gotten where they've gotten. And just, I want it to be kind of a blueprint because I feel like me coming up, it was just me and my dad in the gym, spending a lot of time working, but we didn't know what to expect when we got in certain situations, dealing with agents, dealing with, choosing a school, dealing with choosing a situation to start the pro career in. We didn't know. So we were kind of just taken by storm by everything. So I want any kid that aspires to be a pro or college player that aspires to be a pro, high school player that aspires to be a college player, to kind of have a blueprint of what to expect going into that next step and trying to reach their goals. So that's the kind of the point of the grind.
We love it. We love that you were able to join us today. We know you got to go. We're glad that you were able to be with us for the time that you were. You gave us some good answers, a lot of fun, man, and we're looking forward to nothing but the best for you, and especially for Best Virginia.
Appreciate that, man. I appreciate you guys for having me, man. It was fun, and I'm welcome to join you guys anytime.
Sounds good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Juwan Staten.